And we're back with more Caterpillar V12 content. So here we're taking the camshaft and the crankshaft out. Not too big of a deal, I would say. We found out the crankshaft only comes out one particular way. You have to have the middle cylinders, the crankshaft lobes have to be down. That's the only way the crankshaft goes in and out of the block. If you have it any other way, it's not coming out. It's going to keep hitting on little pieces, and it might look like it's going to come out, but it's not. So that's what we learned. We didn't know that. I just sat there and puzzled for quite a bit of time, trying to figure out why this thing kept getting bound up inside the block. And so that's why I put the block vertically and had the crankshaft hanging. That way I could rotate it and swing it around by hand and figure out how to get it out of there, because it wasn't coming out initially. And of course I'm treating this thing with silk gloves, because a new crankshaft would cost about 3 times as much as we paid for the whole engine, so I don't want to damage my crankshaft. But we got it out, no damage, everything went fine. So go ahead and take a look, see what we got. Alright, so I'm taking all the lifters out, and they look just like that.
What you got? What?
You see they have a roller at the end, so that's how they roll on the cam.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Make sure you don't drop it on the floor, because it's
How did you get them out?
I was just going to record that. You just pull on them. Don't put it over top of the wire, because I'm just going to pull the other one
What, you
out.
just pull on them?
Yep.
How do you pull them? What, like that?
You just like that. They just use a screwdriver for leverage, have a little wire that they pull on them, and then
That's cool.
Let's see.
You got them off. Could I get another one?
There you go.
Could I
That's
get
how you pull them
another
out, just like
Can I
that.
get one?
Yeah?
Could I get one
You
out?
don't need the special cat tool.
Dad, can I get this one out? Can I get this one out? I'll get this one out.
I just put them in the hole for now, up there loosely in there.
Could I? Oh. So you just get them around. You just get it around here.
Yeah, you have to untie the wire, I think, and then
On a cinder block before. Maybe I thought. And then I'll walk.
untie the wire and then loop it around there and then tie it up again.
Because if we just throw this out,
just get it straight.
If we just throw this out, then we'll forget to grab.
Okay, we can probably glue it back on.
I want to keep it separate. Perfect, like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just loop it through the spring.
That's cool.
Just bend it, bend it
them
so
off.
you can loop it through.
These things are ginormous. I don't want to break them. And then just
Just bend it right there, and then you can get it through. And then you need to wrap it around, so otherwise it'll unwrap.
like that.
Yep. And then you just, yeah, you can do it that way. I was doing it the other way around, so you can use the handle. But it's better to do it closer, so you pull a little bit straighter up, right? Because you kind of have to pull in that direction. How about that? Does it slide on there now? Or?
It slides.
Okay, I'll just use that one, I guess. How about that?
I know what this says. Dad, I know what this says. It's easy to do.
Yeah, what does it say?
Coaster.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
Oh, you have to be daddy strong.
I can't do it.
All right.
That's very, very tough.
Yeah, let's see. There we go.
You did it.
Yeah.
Could I do one now?
You want to try it?
So I'll do that. This one. Wow. So I didn't know the lifters were this big. I can see the cat.
Yeah, they got a little wheel at the end. You see that rolls on the cam? You see? I think those lifters look good. I don't think there's anything wrong with them.
Yeah.
but just make it straight while you're, you're making it in a loop now, right? So bend it back so it's straight. No, you're just looping it more, right? You have to bend it back to make it straight. You're just bending it in a loop now. You have to make it straight.
That's what I'm trying to do.
But you're just making it more in the loop. Yeah.
Mom, what time? Yesterday?
Alright, so I've been a little lax with the video camera here, but I got the camshaft out. You can see all the way through the engine. So for this gear, actually I think what you're supposed to do is set the engine at 0 timing, and then there's 2 holes in the flywheel, the rear housing or whatever, and you can thread the two 5/16 bolts into this gear, and that'll pull it off of there. But since I already took the flywheel housing off first, what I did is I just put a block behind here and then threaded the screws in here, and then with that metal block behind here, it would just push. Instead of pulling the gear off, it would push the gear off, and that was pretty easy. And on the other side, this gear wasn't hard to take off. I don't think I needed to do much. Oh no, the gear is still on the camshaft, but there's like a thrust washer here, and 2 bolts that hold it on. So once you get that those 2 bolts out, you can pretty much just pull it right out. And as long as you got all the lifters out, you can just pull the camshaft right out. You can see all these bearings here. They have that's the hole in there. That's where the oil comes through. So I think I'm gonna just have to machine shop remove these bearings, install new bearings, and then check the camshaft. And if it looks like the camshaft's okay, I can just put it back in. And this thing, there wasn't much to taking that off. Pretty much, you first take the outer bolts off, and then you can get the gear off, and then you can take these bolts out, and then I put everything back together just to hold it together. So now I get to try out my new hoist. I got a 10,000 pound hoist here. No, is it 10,000 pounds or 10 tons? 10 something. And so I'm gonna see if that lifts up this engine. And then I'm gonna get it upside down so I can get the crankshaft out of there. So that's the plan. Hi, Mr. Nigel. All right, so, huh?
Are you getting the engine into a pickup truck?
Nope, I'm getting the crankshaft out.
Oh.
So these are 1 5/16 inch, and that's a 1 inch drive socket. And fortunately, I happen to have all this stuff. And
That's a huge ratchet.
yeah, that's a 3/4 inch ratchet.
Okay.
But it can be used as a 1 inch just like that.
Okay.
So leaning on this, I didn't have enough leverage, but put a little pipe on there, and me hanging my 200 pound butt on that end actually was able to turn it. There we go, there it goes. Just barely, but it's moving, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these bolts to do, so it'll work out for me. Oh, 14. All right, so we got all the main bearing caps off. Was pretty uneventful. They all look good, by the way. And then I rolled the hoist a little bit, so it's leaning that way a little bit. So it's kind of pulling away from the engine. I was contemplating putting it all the way upside down, but there's just nothing real solid to hold on to over here on the bottom. And I don't want to break the strap and then have the engine fall and get damaged, so. All right, here we go. We got it out. So it loosened up right away, but then it kind of got hung up. You know, there's some of these places here where the block, actually the biggest one was right there. It's got these little ears there.
Yes, I can with this thing.
So it's hanging up on these ears here. So what I did is I repositioned a little bit. I put the strap on this part. You see, I use a strap. You don't want to use a chain on these because it might scratch it, right? The strap doesn't scratch the crankshaft. And then having the strap around the main bearing here, I was able to turn it. And so that's what I did. I actually turned it, what is it, counterclockwise, seen from the front of the engine. I turned it counterclockwise, and I was able to get all the weights past the edge of the block. So here we go, this is out. Remember I mentioned that before? Three hands?
I mean with a leg and two legs and one hand.
Okay, yeah, I see it. You made it.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Like right when I'm falling, I just go, grab it.
I see you got a new friend.
Yep. Mr. Balloon.
He does look a little bit balloon-like, huh?
That's why I call him Mr. Balloon, because he always turns into a balloon.
Yeah, maybe we can call him Bobby Balloon.
And I also found this huge geode.
Oh my goodness, that is huge.
It's the biggest complete geode I've ever found.
I like your new friend. Should we call him, but maybe Balloon is his last name, we call him Bobby Balloon?
Okay. And this rock doesn't look very interesting, but what I found interesting is, look, there's an O on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's a nice O.